everyone, myself Sneha Shah from Edge Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today I am going to explain you about the topic linear convolution using DFT method from the subject of digital signal processing. Now as you know that to solve linear convolution we had used the four different techniques. The first one is mathematical equation method. And the next one is tabulation method, multiplication method and graphical method, right? But if we want to find out linear convolution using DFT, then how we are solving? DFT method is basically used for circular convolution. So suppose if you had given that find out linear convolution using DFT, then how will solve this type of example? So for that, first of all, I am taking one example, that one is using DFT-IDFT method, compute linear convolution of two sequences x of n equals to 2, 3, 5 and h of n equals to 1, 3. So suppose if you want to find out linear convolution of this, then for that you have given that you have to find out by using the DFT-IDFT method, right? Which is the method to solve the circular convolution. So can we use directly this method to solve this linear convolution? So first of all we will see that if we are finding this one, then we can find out it or not. So first of all, if I am saying that is linear convolution is same with circular convolution or not. So if we want to check it, then we'll starting solving this for this linear convolution. So suppose if I am using this and I am finding the linear convolution, then by using tabulation method, if I am solving this term, then 2, 3, 5, 1, 3. If I am finding linear convolution, right? So what will be the answer? 1 into 2, 2, 1 into 3, 3, 1 into 5, 5. 3 into 2, 6, 3 into 3, 9, 5 into 3 means 15. Now, if I am giving this answer of this, then what is the value of phi of n? Its answer is 2, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 5 means 14 and the last term is 15, right? So from this you can see that this one is the linear convolution output. Now if I am finding the circular convolution of this term, then instead of this DFT-IDFT method, I am using matrix method just because we have to simplify the term. So not just recently at present, just we are checking that the linear convolution is same with circular convolution or not. So for that I am taking this 2, 3 and 5, right? So to compare this two terms same in the number of same terms, so I am writing this as 0, it will be padded with 0 and the next term is 1, 3, right? So it will be padded with this 2 zeros. So now this will goes over here, so 2, 3, 5, this 0 goes over here, so 5 goes over here, so the term will be 5, 0, 2, 3. These 3 comes here, so the term will be like this, right? Now this 2 goes over here, so it will give you the same answer. Now if I am simplifying this, then what will be the answer? 2 into 1 means 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Now this 3 into 1 means 3 plus 3 into 2 6 plus 0 plus 0. Next is 5 into 1 means 5 plus 9 plus 0 plus 0. And the next term is 0 plus 15 plus 0 plus 0, right? So if I am simplifying this, then what will be the answer? 2, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 4, 9 plus 5 means 14 and the last term is 15. Now you can see that here there is 4 term and in the linear convolution it has also 4 term. When it has 4 term, when I am padding the zeros, right, then and then also it will be same. So for that, if we want to solve this linear convolution by using circular convolution method, so we have to find, first of all we have to find the length of the linear convolution. So what will be the length of the linear convolution? Its length equals to n and the value of it equals to length of x plus length of h minus 1. Now what is the length of x? In this example you are given 3 terms only, right? 2, 3 and 5. So length of x equals to 3, length of h equals to 2, minus 1. So 3 plus 2 means 5, minus 1 means 4. So the answer will have 4 number of terms. So we had derived this 4 number of terms at the output. Now same way, if we want to find out this for the circular convolution, so first of all we have to do it for 4 terms and then we will solving the example. So first of all we will converting the original information sequence in the form of 4 term and then we will solving it by using DFT, IDFT method, right? So first of all x of n is given to you as 2, 3, 5. So to give it 4 term we will add in 0. And same way, if I am writing h of n, its value is 1, 3. So to get 4 terms, I am writing 2 zeros. Right. So this one is x of n, this one is h of n. Now if I am finding x of k and h of k, then what will be the term? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 minus j minus 1 j. This one is 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. Same way, this one is. This will be multiplied with x and the value of x equals to 2, 2, 3, 5, 0. If I am solving this term, then the answer of it equals to 10 minus 3 minus 3j 4 and the last term is minus 3 plus 3j. Same way, if I am finding h of k, what will be the value? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And this one is minus j minus 1 j, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. And this one is minus j. This will be multiplied with this h of n. What is the value of h of n? 1, 3, 0, 0. Now if I am solving this, then the answer of it equals to 4, 1 minus 3j minus 2, 1 plus 3j. Now we will multiply this x of k with h of k to give the answer of y of k. So what will be the value of y of k? The value of y of k equals to x of k multiplied with h of k. What is the value of x of k? Its value is 10 minus 3 minus 3j 4 minus 3 plus 3j, right? And what is the value of h of k? Its value is 4, 1 minus 3j minus 2, 1 plus 3j. Now if I am multiplying this 2 element by element, then the value will be 10 into 4 means 40. Likewise, I am finding all the other terms, then the answer will be like this. Now we have to find out the value of y of m means IDFT of this, then the value will be 1 by n, wn conjugate, it will be multiplied with yk, right? So what is the value of n? N means number of terms. Number of samples are 4, so 1 by 4. Here we will be taking conjugate of Tweedle factor matrix. So 1 minus j minus 1 j. So this one is Tweedle factor matrix 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. So this one is Tweedle factor matrix. Instead of this minus j, we will taking plus. This one is minus, this one is plus, and this one is minus. So we will converting it in the conjugate form. It will be multiplied with this y of k means 40 minus 12 plus 6j minus 8 minus 12 minus 6j, right? Now if I am simplifying this, then the answer of it equals to 8, 36, 56 and 60. Now this will be divided by 4, then the answer of it equals to 2, 9, 14, 50. So this is your final answer of convolution. So final answer of convolution is y of n equals to 2, 9, 14, 50. So this way we can find out this one is linear convolution, but by using DFT, IDFT method. Now the next topic is linear filtering of a long data sequences. Suppose if I am taking long data sequences, then what will be the problem in this? Suppose if I am taking one system, in this if I am applying input sequence as x of n and the output is y of n, right? In this system transfer function is h of n. So basically if we are finding the value of y of n, then what will be the value of y of n? Its value is x of n converted with this h of n. So if I am taking x of n is too much long data sequences, and if you want to convolve it with the h of n, then the convolution will be too much complex. So to reduce the complexity, we will reduce these long data sequences into number of terms. and this number of terms gets convolved with h of n, so it will gives you the corresponding output. Suppose if I am taking this as an input x of n, this will be divided into number of terms like x1 of n, x2 of n, x3 of n, likewise. This will be convolved with h of n, so it will gives you the output as a y1 of n, y2 of n, likewise. So for smaller data sequences, it will gives you the convolve output properly, right? And then after it will merging all the data sequences. So it will gives you the linear filtering like this. So for that, we will use two different techniques. The first technique is overlap save method and the second technique is overlap add method. Now what is the basic difference between these two? So starting with this overlap save method, if we are taking this as an input data sequences, this one is long data sequence, right? We had converted it into the number of terms like x1 of n, x2 of n, x3 of n, likewise. So as you know that in the linear filtering means we have to do linear convolution. So if you want to find out linear convolution, what is the length of the linear convolution output? As we had seen, the linear convolution output length equals to L plus M minus 1, right? So if I am converting this input sequence in the form of number of samples equals to L, so we have to add M minus 1 zeros. So total number of length will be L plus M minus 1. So for each and every input sequence, with starting of input sequence, I am adding M minus 1 zeros. Either we can add M minus 1 zeros before the input sequence or it may be after the input sequence. So if I am applying this M minus 1 zeros before the input sequence, then it will consider as overlap save method. So for this overlap save method, we had taken M minus 1 zeros before this input sequence. So what will be the problem? Suppose if I am taking input sequence as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 4, minus 5, likewise, right? So suppose if I am converting this in the form of this one is x1 of n, this one is x2 of n, likewise. Now suppose if I want to convert this input sequence into 8 different samples, then this one is 5 samples, so we have to add 3 zeros. So we can add these 3 zeros before the sequence or after the sequence. So suppose in this method, if I am adding 3 zeros before the sequence, then the term will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this sequence will gives you the output as y1 of n. Now for second sequence, it will convert in the form of 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 4 and minus 5, right? Now if I am adding this overlapping and just we will saving the data, so this 3 terms will be overlap over here. So this 3 terms data output will be discarded because of this 3 zeros will be overlapping on this. So it will gives you the wrong output. So we can't use this overlap save method, and instead of this we'll adding the zeros after the input sequence. So it will gives you the next technique, which is overlap add method. So in this, in long data input sequence will convert into number of terms, which will be L number of input samples, and it will gives you the output terms with M minus 1 zeros added at the last of the input sequence. So after it, if we'll overlapping this and adding this term, then also there will be no problem because the zero will get added with the next input sequence. So there is no loss of the data. So we'll use this overlap add method. So we'll use this overlap add method to finding linear filtering of any long data sequences. So you can see that as we had add the zero in the last, because if we'll adding zeros at last, then there is no data loss. Thank you so much.